Okay, so today we're going to try and get the ECG and blood pressure monitoring enabled on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. Now, I'm in Canada, so these features are not available to Canadians through Samsung Health Monitor. As a matter of fact, the app for Samsung Health Monitoring isn't even available for Canadians. So we can see our Samsung Health app, but we don't have Samsung Health Monitor. So if we type in Samsung, so the only option we have is the Samsung Health. We don't have Samsung Health Monitor. So just because of that, we cannot use the ECG and blood pressure monitoring systems that are available on this watch. However, there is a way to get this enabled. We can side load an APK and get the apps installed on the phone and the watch. So there is an XDA developer, Dante63, who has created modified versions of Samsung Health Monitor that will allow any country and any age, and it'll basically get rid of all these restrictions for Samsung Health Monitor so that we can use it on our phone and our watch. So that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing to do is download the APKs for the watch and your phone. So I'll leave a link to where to download these from. There is an XDA developers forum where you will go to Dante63's forum post, and you will be able to find the link at the bottom of his post with some videos and some tutorials on how to do this. I believe he is continually updating these as of today, which is September 15th, 2021. It mostly works. It doesn't sync with Samsung Health though. I believe he is working on that, and you will be able to in the future sideload a new APK to get that working if he is able to get it working, which I think he will be. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can do this. So I'm going to do the sideloading from my PC, which means we need an application called ADB. This is how you connect your Windows to your Android devices. On your devices, you need to enable developer options, and you need to enable USB debugging and Wi-Fi debugging. And the links to download the ADB software will also be in Dante63's post. Okay, so one of the first things we need to do is enable developer options. So what we'll do is we will swipe down, go to our settings, scroll all the way down to About Phone. Then we can go to Software Information, and there'll be the build number section here. We just need to tap on that a bunch of times and we'll see a countdown. We put in our pattern, and now developer mode has been enabled. We go back one, and now just below About Phone you'll see developer options. We can select developer options, and now we have a bunch of options here that we can use to connect to our phone. The ones that we want to enable are going to be USB debugging and wireless debugging. So this will allow us to connect to our phone over Wi-Fi. So we're going to do the same thing for our watch here. So we'll swipe down, we'll put in our security pattern here. We can go to our settings, scroll down to the bottom to About the Watch, Software, tap on Software version a bunch, and we see that developer mode has turned on. So once developer mode has been turned on, we should be able to go down to our developer options. So now we'll have the developer options menu available. And we can choose a bunch of options here. So the options that we're looking for are ADB debugging. Let's enable that. and debug over Wi-Fi. And that should be it. So now we can see that when we do debug over Wi-Fi, it will give us our IP address of the watch, 192.168.0.43, and port 5555. Okay, so we will take note of that, and then we can connect our ADB tool to the watch. So let's put this guy on the charger, stay awake when charging so that it doesn't get locked. So we have our APK files, one for our watch, one for the phone. This is going to be Samsung Health Monitor modded version for Wear OS by Dante63. This is our platform tools. This is where we are going to use ADB to connect to our phone and connect to our watch. So let's go ahead and make use of this. So we will open up a command prompt as administrator. We'll navigate to this directory, and once we're in this directory, we can see that we have ADB exe, so let's run that. And we're going to connect, and we'll use our phone first. So the phone's IP currently is 192.168.0.118. And it looks like we need to enable the security for this and the developer options for Wi-Fi. It looks like the pairing had expired for my ADB tools, so we need to pair again. So we'll see here we will not be able to connect. What we need to do is establish a pair with the phone. So what we do is we can go down to our developer options, go to our wireless debugging, select that, and there'll be an option here to pair device with a pairing code. We select that, and it will provide us with a pairing code and an IP address and port. So we are going to do an ADB exe, select the pair option. We'll enter our with the port, and then it's going to ask us for the pairing code. Go ahead and enter that, and we should be successfully paired. Now we can select ADB connect and the IP address, and we should be able to connect. Okay. Make sure that you enter in the port number that's displayed on the screen, as it's not using the default 5555. Now we are connected, and we can now send a APK to be installed onto the phone from the ADB. So to do that, we can do ADB install, and we can select our package, which is going to be this package here, the phone Wear OS SHM. So I'm just going to move that into our platform tools directory so that we can select it in our command prompt easily. So install this APK. Okay, so it gave us an error. Let me take a look at why we got an error there, and we'll be right back. So the issue was that we did not have the device specified. So we specified the IP address. We can see here with a -s with the IP and the port number, which we got from doing ADB devices. That gives us our two devices here. We want to install this APK to this one, and it's going to perform a streamed install, and then we should see the application pop up in our phone. Okay, there we go. We can see our Samsung Health just popped up there at the bottom. Okay, so it doesn't look like the streaming install is going to finish, but our app is installed on the phone. Let's take a look at what happens when we open it. Perfect, it's working. So we can just cancel this with a Control-C, and it looks like it was successful. It just didn't print it out for us. So I suppose once you see the app appear on your phone, it should be ready to be used. And if your ADB hasn't finished yet, you can just cancel that. So let's go through the setup of this. We'll accept. We'll put in our information. This is going to be my personal information. This is my personal phone. So it will be blurred out. And we can see that we get a no compatible watch found. To use this feature, you need a Galaxy Watch 4 or a later model that was released in a country where the feature has been approved. That's going to be the main key here, in a country where this feature has been approved. Canada, unfortunately, this feature hasn't been approved. So I think this will be resolved once we get the APK package installed on our watch. So let's go ahead and do that. So we will go ahead and we will disconnect our ADB. So we do ADB disconnect, and this will disconnect us from our phone. We're going to do another connect, and this time we're going to use the IP address that we got from our watch earlier. It was 43, and I believe we can just leave no port here as it is using the default port of 5555. So let's give that a try. Okay, it says failed to authenticate, but on the watch we get a notification to allow debugging. We select OK, and then we can try our connection again. And now we should be connected. When we try and connect again, it should say we are already connected. And if we select ADB devices, we should see our device there. So let's go ahead and copy our Watch 4 SHM mod over to our directory. And we'll do ADB -s. We'll use this IP address, install, and we will select our watch APK, and we'll go ahead and install that. Okay, success. Perfect. Okay, and we got a success from our ADB, and we can see if we swipe up here, we can see that we got the Samsung Health Monitor app with the little M on it, which is the modded version. So we should be able to select that. And we can allow these options here. And we should be able to go to our phone now. And once we're in our phone, we should be able to open up the Samsung Health Monitoring app, and our phone should detect our watch and no longer give us that message that the watch is not detected. So let's try these out and see if they work well. Okay, so let's calibrate the watch. I don't have a blood pressure monitor here, so we're just gonna go for it. Make sure that's on there. And then we'll wait for the countdown. I will calibrate this later on when I get to a pharmacy, maybe. Okay. I'm just going to enter in my average blood pressure that I've seen, usually 108 over about 70. And it looks like it wants us to do it again. And we'll put something similar. And it looks like it wants a third one, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and now we can take our blood pressure reading from the phone. Okay, so let's measure it and we'll see what it says. Maybe when I go to a pharmacy, I will measure it and see if it's actually accurate with the fake numbers I put in. Cool, that's usually pretty much right around where I land anyways. 110/70, 110/72 kind of thing. Awesome. So that is working. So let's try our ECG feature. Let's get started with that. Okay, how the app works. Sure. Okay. Okay, obviously this isn't a medical device that is meant to warn you of heart trouble. So to me, it's just kind of a cool, interesting thing. So our watch is on the left wrist. Okay, so open Samsung Health Monitor on your watch. Make sure the watch is snug. Forearm on a table and a fingerprint on the top button for 30 seconds. Okay, so let's do that. We'll open up this. We'll go to ECG. Okay, sinus rhythm. Average heart rate. Symptoms. Done. So that's it. We're able to add this to our phone, get them connected. We can see the details here. And we can see our blood pressure. Awesome. Our Samsung Health service should still work perfectly fine. We shouldn't see any issues with that. I don't think this will sync, but we can manually take our numbers from our watch and enter them in here, as I think that's one of the issues with this app here, is that it won't sync to your Samsung Health, as the Samsung Health app is in Canada. But it's good that we have these and it is working as expected. So I hope this has helped you get connected. Thanks to the XDA developer Dante63. He's doing some excellent work here with getting around these issues. I hope you have fun with your Galaxy 4 watch. It is an awesome piece of tech. So far I like it. I've only had it for one day though. So we'll see how it goes, and look out for my video later on my thoughts and impressions of this after I've had it on for a while. Over this old bad boy. I really love this watch. This one has treated me really well. It's been durable. I've done hundreds of kilometers of biking, walking, hiking, moving with this thing on. I've done swimming in lakes and rivers and creeks and all sorts of stuff, and it is held up very, very well. And all I've done is put a screen protector, and I've replaced the watch band on it. Obviously it's red. The original watch band worked pretty good up until about 6 months ago, where the spot I had broke. Other than that, this watch band was $4 and the screen protector was, I think, $9. So it has treated me really well. I hope I get the same good treatment out of this one. Don't forget to turn off ADB debugging in this watch. It will drain your battery. So let's go ahead and do that now that everything's been set up. ADB debugging off. Okay, and we can probably even just disable the developer options. So just tap software version a couple times, just like we did when we tried to enable it, and that should remove the developer options there and disable it. Awesome. Thanks for watching this video. I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!